Hi, people. I'm back. This one is entitled Jacob York speaks on his father, Malachi Z. York, right? I just got through doing a video stating that Malachi Z. York has many sons in the conscious community, and through his sons, he has a lot of power and influence through his doctrines and teachings. This son right here, Jacob York, he's more of a hip hop mogul, one that's a big player in the hip hop industry, dealing with the bad boy label and, the Atlanta labels like So Def, this, that, and everything of that nature, the Brat, Jermaine Dupri, I guess you could say Lil Jon and the East Side Boys and different ones that, grew up around Puff and what he was doing when he came to Atlanta and what he brought to Atlanta when he came to Atlanta and things of that nature. So this son here, he picked another route in life, similar to his father, who was a musician himself and, dealt with music and stuff. Had a history in music, using his money to help certain artists and different stuff come to the forefront. He had his own, quiet but yet effective, relationship with artists and, management and companies and different stuff. His son Jacob took the same route, but he was taking the music in another direction, as his brother Prince York, stated on Side of the TV. He informed us that, he set his father up, allegedly set his father up due to the fact that they was fighting over the direction of hip hop, conscious rap over bling rap. If most people know the history of 90s hip hop, it was grimy, it was gritty, it was dirty samples and things of that nature. Puff brought the more clean samples, sampling whole songs and rapping over them. Since he cleared the sample, he figured I might as well use as much of the sample or much of the song that he wanted to use through his Clyde Davis, relationships and Andre Harrell and Aerostar and so on and so forth. Well, we know the history of, the Quad City, shooting a Tupac Shakur, the whole East Coast, West Coast, this, that, and the other. Most people would never figure that Malachi Z. York offspring would have such of a hand in those type of things that went on, the rise and fall of BMF, Black Mafia family, so on and so forth and everything. So people, what we talking about here is some heavy stuff. It's not no walking apart, little stuff, but this is as Tupac said, this is nigger kingdom that you got to look at. You got to look at those that are, protectors of, the king, the boule type people and stuff that Steve Coakley was telling us about in the secret society stuff, that was coming up and everything, people. The advisors to the king, this, that, and everything else. You got to understand that there's some big stuff at play, and whether you know it or not, it has a lot to do with our everyday, moves and circumstances in life. Whether you know it or not, people, we have to deal with this stuff. Whether if you see it or don't see it, we have to deal with this stuff. So we just gonna listen to Jacob tell us about what's going on with his feelings towards the New Wabians and his father. So Bear with me. I'm finna do what I can to get this video up and popping. So give me a sec. Forgive me, it's a dark video and stuff.
To preserve themselves and their way of life. You know, that's my ultimate challenge. It's preserve yourself and your way of life. If you truly believe in the stuff that you believe in, and you truly believe in, you know, that your doctrine or your teachings is true, then learn how to make that continue. Right now, again, everybody's energy is focused on getting this man out of jail. No one's energy is focused on expanding the organization itself. That's the point. That's the problem I have. You guys believe that this is your salvation. In this religion that you guys are teaching are supposed to predate and post-date him. Right? So he's in jail. Cool. You can put energy in fighting for him to help him get out of jail because he's your spiritual leader. But there's a bunch of other people that's out there. There's the two guys you told me from Brownsville that's teaching. If they're out there teaching that stuff, great. Then continue to teach it. Progress that. I challenge them to that. All those people that have nowhere to stay, put together programs to get these people somewhere to stay. Don't sit there and talk about, it seems like all they want to talk about is what I'm doing and what this one's doing and what that one's doing. And that don't matter what I do and what I don't do. That's not their concern. Here's my point. What their concern should be is helping their people, not putting all the energy in one man. That's the problem I have with them. It's all hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. They're worshiping this man like he's God's gift to the world. And that's what they truly believe. And he is God on earth and he's going to be their only salvation. It's like, since when? And you tell me these guys are intelligent and they can't see through this? They can't see through the fact that this is what every charlatan has said since the beginning of the time. That through me, you got to get salvation. What's the difference between him and anybody else that's teaching religion on earth? Or any of the other charlatans? He sounds like everyone else. And it's like you people are sitting there with your attitudes, you know, worried about what this one's doing and what that one's doing.
So people, there you have it. You know, the brother himself, Jacob York, who, as I said, you know, very powerful man in the music industry. You know, very powerful man. He done dealt with a lot of big name acts and big name people, and you know, still got his bread still long, and you know, he got a lot of power. You know, just speaking on him himself, ooh, you could get kind of shook up. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know the influence and the power that someone like him has in the world, in the dirty South, you know, so on and so forth. So people, like I said, whether you know it or not, Malachi Z. York's sons, biologically or spiritual sons, is controlling a lot of your life and you don't even know it. And they are using methodologies that they learned from their father, the physical as well as the spiritual sons of Malachi Z. York. And the question is, what was his ultimate goal? What was he trying to see? Which ones are trying to carry that out and which ones are trying to negate that and bring their own vision to the table? As I said before, you know, Chris York made his debut in the House of Conscience, did 2 videos, talked about his brother Jacob. What sparked me to talk about this stuff even more is Red Pill did a YouTube interview with Sarnetta, and instead of speaking on the relationship that you know, Puff had with Jacob York, this, that, and the other, the whole Bad Boy clique, the whole Big Papa song, the whole, you know, rumor mill, gossip, you know, stuff that's going on out there. You know, Red Pill is aware of these things. He just didn't speak about it. Why? I don't know. But we know also that lately Polite has been in the studio with Puffy, you know, meaning he has met up with Puffy, and you can kind of see that, you know, the whole bad boy shiny suit thing has rubbed off on Polite. He's wearing a lot of shiny shoes and shiny hats and coats and stuff, you know, bright colors and shiny and stuff. So people, you gotta ask, is Jacob York, you know, funding Polite? It's are the two brothers, you know, fighting for the affection of their spiritual brother, in the sense of the word, Malachi Z. York, son Polite. Well, in having Puffy endorse Polite and do different stuff and say he's his celebrity mentor and all of this, all the things that Polite alleges, you know, something going on. You know what I'm saying? And we need to look into it. We need to look into it. We need more people to put their eyes on that. You know what I'm saying? You got to think, people, this is a new year for setting presidents. And one president is finna be out the door. The first black president, Barack Hussein Obama. Now, he gonna pardon some people when he get out. Somebody he gonna pardon them. Will he pardon Malachi Z. York, Ashada Shakur, this and that? How many can he pardon? Who will he pardon? This, that, and the other. How many black political prisoners? Would he let what's the brother in Philly name? How you say his name? I can't. I've never been able to really say his name, and I don't want to chop his name up, but y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I can't. He's been sick and stuff too lately. Said they've been trying to poison him and kill him, and it may be due to the fact that Barack might let him out. You know what I'm saying? A possibility of that. You know, most definitely could be, right? So people, there's a lot of politics, a lot of things going on in the world right now. At the present time, as I said before, don't look too far in the future, don't look too far in the past. You better start thinking about the present. If you're gonna look in the past, you can start 20 years ago, 1996. You know what I'm saying? Start 86, start 76. You really don't want to go past 76. You want 76, 86, 96, 2006, 2016. That'll be 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 6 years of going through 10s. Well, 6 counts of 10, 60 years, people. My bad. I ain't the greatest with math. You know. But yeah, that'll be 60 years worth of history. You know, some of our mothers and fathers or some of our grandparents are 60 years old. I mean, you could go back and talk to them about from that time to this time, what it is, what it do, you know what I'm saying? What it be, and start learning how to deal with this world that we in now accordingly. And don't worry about the computer chips and the mark of the beast and different stuff like that. Worry about your present situation and how you gonna, you know, visualize who and what you want to be in the future and take the steps to be that. Because you can be whatever you want to be, people, but you got to visualize it, you got to believe it, and you got to at least know what it is. Then that way you can take the proper steps of becoming it. So it's not where you want to be in 5 years or what we want to be in 5 years as a people or nation or whatever. you know, after Hillary or Donald been in office and it's about to be a new election or somebody finna repeat, you know, or the 8 years that one of them may stay in office or whatever, the next 2 presidencies, right? Wherever we want to be at that time, we have to visualize it, set the goals of being there. Don't ask where you think you will be. Visualize where you want to be. Take the steps to get there, and we can make it. But, you know, that's my conversation, people. I'm out. Holla.